Hi everyone, welcome to Beautiful Living. Today we're gonna do some crafting and how about making a pair of crystal shoes. If you want to know how I made the shoes, keep watching and I will tell you exactly what you need. So the first thing you need and the most important item you need is a pair of shoes, crystals, glue, a syringe, a tweezer or a tacky stick, and a tray to hold the crystal. Okay, so the shoes I picked originally is this metallic color shoes that has the matching color heel. So I decided not to glue the crystal on the heel. Since the metallic, I think it goes pretty well with this light purple crystal anyway, so I didn't want to cover it. And also that I was afraid the heel will get ruined. Like on my wedding day, we actually went on a boardwalk. My heel got stuck between the woods and it already got ruined a little bit. So if I had a crystal on the heel, it would be pushed up and probably all the crystal would just, pop out. So good thing I didn't cover them. But if you have a pair of shoes at home that you can use, but it's like this one that has the wooden heels, I would suggest to cover it because the wooden heel looks rather casual. It probably doesn't look that nice, to go with the crystal, so you will want to cover it. But I would suggest to not to completely cover your heel all the way to the bottom, leave the tip a little bit, because even you walking regularly, that the tip of your heel will start wearing out anyway, so eventually will probably push the crystal a little bit if the crystal's all the way to the bottom. So leave the little bit gap, a little bit tip, in case of damage. So the glue I use is E6000. I bought it from a local craft store like Michael's. It's supposed to be in industrial strength standard glue that bonds everything. But you're not gonna just open the cap and apply like this, because once you open the cap, the glue will start whizzing out like non-stop. So you will need a syringe. You put the glue in the syringe, fill up all the whole syringe, and use the syringe to apply the glue. So you can squeeze out little by little. I usually squeeze out a strip of line and start applying the crystal. Okay, so the crystal I got is this Swarovski element crystal. It's supposed to be genuine Swarovski crystals. They came in two different packages. I think the regular size package, like the small package, is probably like 144 pieces in there. But I bought the bulk pack, which is come with 1,440 pieces. Since I will need quite a lot for this project, so might as well I bought the bulk pack, and it came like this, wrapping in like this paper. So I use a jar to actually hold the crystal, so it's a little easier to store and take it out. And I bought two different sizes. I have SS16 and SSS12. 16 is the bigger one, 12 is the smaller one. I don't quite remember how big the 16 is and the 12 is, like what kind of millimeter. You can probably Google a little bit online. So the reason I bought two different sizes is because while you gluing all those crystals, you will find there's some spot that, or the corner that you're not able to use the bigger one to fill in unless you probably overlap them. But be careful when you overlap the crystal. You don't want the crystal to stick out too much when you see from the side. So that's when the smaller size come handy, that you can actually snug those little one in there. Of course, you can buy all different smaller sizes one. The smaller the better, the easier to fill in. But I decided to go with just two different sizes. It's a little easier. And you also need to use either the tweezer or the tacky stick to pick up the crystal. But I decided to use the tacky stick because the tweezer, I thought the tip is rather small and it's kind of hard to pick up those smaller crystal. So I picked the tacky stick. What the tacky stick is, that has this little rubber tip that's kind of sticky. So you can just pick up the crystal like this. You touch it and then you can pick it up like this. And pick it up and apply onto your shoes. Well, after you put the glue and you pick it up and put one on, pick another one, put another one on. And after you cover all the glue that you already have on it, then you will check all the crystals, see if they're really close to each other. If they're not, you can actually use the back of the tacky stick to shift the crystal around a little bit while the glue is still wet. It depends what kind of glue you use. The one I have probably takes 10 to 15 seconds to dry it, so within 10 to 15 seconds I can still shift them around a little bit. And I put the crystal in this little tray. It's like a magic tray that if you shake a little bit, the crystal side will face up. Then you can pick it up on the right side to put on the shoes. And what I do is I usually start from the back of the shoes at the top where the line is and go around it until the side meet the midpoint. Then I start from the bottom, go around until both top and bottom merge at the side. Then you start filling up all this the space that's left. And again, those the little corner and the funny spot, you use the smaller one to fill in. And it's okay to overlap a little bit, especially if you use the smaller one, because the smaller one is it's thinner too. So even you overlap, it's not gonna stick out compared to the bigger one. And there's also another thing about the syringe. Once you fill it up, that you might want to finish using one syringe before you stop, because if you don't finish the glue in the syringe, and it's probably gonna dry up overnight. So you want to finish everything and toss it away, because this not able to use again. So every fill up a syringe I work with, it took me like probably 4 or 5 hours to go through that whole syringe, and then I will stop and then maybe get a new syringe, do another day. So I don't think the most difficult part of making shoes is applying the crystal, because once you start applying the crystal for like an hour or so, you start getting the hang of it, and it's really not that hard. But the most important thing that you need is patience and time, because you're gonna sit there and doing the shoes but nothing else. You cannot watch TV while I'm doing the shoes, okay? Because you need to focus on where you're gluing all your crystal, and you need the total attention to your shoes. So patience and time. And honestly, I don't have patience, but thinking about making these beautiful shoes for my wedding, and that's like a most important event in my life. So I decided to give some patience, and I made these shoes, and you can see the result is phenomenal. It's beautiful. And at the wedding, a lot of guests came to me and asked me where I got those shoes, because they were like, oh, it's so pretty, it's so shiny, sparkly, and where did you get them? So I told them, you can't get it anywhere because I made these. And most of them just had like jaw dropping and was telling me that they don't believe it. But good thing that I actually took some pictures of the shoes while I was making them. So I was able to prove that I did make those shoes. And after all, this is gonna be the one pair that nobody can duplicate. Of course, they can buy the same style of shoes and use the same color crystal that you use, but there's no way that the second pair will glue exactly the way you did it. So this is that one and only pair of shoes that you own. It's different than others. Perhaps you want to make a pair yourself as well. Let me know how to turn out, and if you have any questions, you're welcome to ask me. And I was thinking about making another pair for myself as well. Maybe like a clear color one so I can wear to other people's wedding. So try it, let me know, and happy crafting. Until next time, bye bye.